Hello, and welcome to the monthly installment of the Actions of the Executive Committee of the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Today, the Executive Committee met as a Board of Directors to conduct the annual meeting of the corporation and the May Executive Committee meeting. To begin with, we want to talk about the actions of the Board of Directors. Facing the Board of Directors this year were 19 proposals. Of those 19 proposals, 13 passed, 1 was tabled, and 5 of those failed. The first, and probably the one that was most discussed, was the proposal about the participation rule, which is Rule 15.2 in the bylaws of the corporation. And a proposal was made to change the participation rule for during the school year out of season. And after significant discussion by the Board of Directors, the board tabled this proposal and has returned the findings back to the executive staff for their study and for their work to bring a proposal back to the executive committee and ultimately the Board of Directors for consideration. Due to the tabling of Proposal 2, the next 5 proposals on the agenda were failed, as those were language amendments should Proposal 2 pass. The other 13 proposals on the agenda passed, and most notably, there were changes of seasons that were passed by the Board of Directors, particularly with fall sports. And in the sport of football, Proposal 12 passed by a vote of 19-0. In the sport of football, the starting date for the authorized contest season for sub-varsity football has now been changed from Friday of Week 7 to Thursday of Week 7. This will allow for a completion of the football season at the sub-varsity level prior to the final regular season game for the varsity. Additionally, in Rule 50, the starting dates for the sports of cross-country, tennis, and soccer have now been changed from Monday of Week 7 to Saturday of Week 6. This allows membership to capture one more weekend day unencumbered by school time for the seasons to start in those sports. A parallel proposal was also passed in girls' sports, Proposal 16, and in that proposal, the sports of cross-country, volleyball, and soccer have all been amended now. The starting dates for those sports will begin on Saturday of Week 6 rather than Monday of Week 7. 3 proposals were passed within Rule 200, and those were ratified by the board that were passed previously by the Executive Committee with our Unified Sports Program. Additionally, the Executive Committee met today, and in their meeting they approved the realignments of the selected team sports. The work was done by the realignment committees. In the sports of soccer, volleyball, boys and girls basketball, the realignments were approved by the Executive Committee. Those will be posted by our Sports Information Director, Jason Willey, and we will reach out to our membership with respect to host schools for the sectional events. We also approved some proposals of the Indiana High School Wrestling Coaches Association, and we reviewed the status of gymnastics as a sport in the IHSA since it falls below our minimum threshold of the number of schools that participate. The Executive Committee also heard today a presentation from the president of the Indiana High School Volleyball Coaches Association. This is a new organization that is seeking recognition and approval from the IHSA as the representative of the sport of volleyball around the state of Indiana. Action will be taken on this at the June meeting. Reports were heard about all spring sport officials from the various assistant commissioners, and the financial reports were given for the sports of boys and girls basketball and gymnastics, and a final financial report for the winter sports season was provided. All sport financial reports in the winter season were fairly level with last year's performance, but the winter experienced a 1% increase from the year before. And that concludes the report for the May Executive Committee and the May Board of Directors meeting for the IHSA. Thank you for tuning in.